Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect.
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day.
So chest blasted?
Chest. He just won.
How about this? We'll get something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. They want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
It's 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for you to talk about blood dick.
Right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode? Hashtag blood dick.
So awesome.
Listen. Welcome to the Covert Standard. Woo! What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. You are tuning into the Covert Standard. I appreciate all you guys listening, and it's awesome. It is extremely awesome that we have so many loyal fans and people out there that are giving us so many suggestions and stuff. I just want to go ahead and say it off again. My hat is off to you. Now let me go ahead and start this off right off the bat.
He didn't take his hat off.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Yeah,
he's a liar. He lied to everybody that's listening to this.
My hat is partially off right now. My hat is partially off for everybody right now. But anyway, let me go and start it off with our sponsors. Our key sponsor right now, at the top of the show, you guys hear it all the time, is CabalUSA.co. Make sure you go ahead and go to his website, check it out. He's got all types of awesome stuff. You could go ahead and buy all types of swag, T-shirts. You could buy hats. But also, the number one thing that you have to check out is his holsters. If you guys checked out our website, covertstandard.com, and also any of our Instagram pages, I had posted a review about his holsters. So check it out. You guys can look at it on there, see for yourself that his holsters are pretty damn good. If you got Glocks, SIG 320 and also 365 as well, inside the waistband and outside the waistband holsters, he makes some Kydex and they are awesome. Retention is really good. Also, for you listeners, okay, all of you wonderful people that are listening to this podcast, you get 15% off. That 15 percentage. He did have at one point a 20%, 15 percentage.
What accent is that?
I don't know. I made that up. But anyway, he had 20% off at one point. Maybe you guys bug him enough and he'll do it again. But he's got 15% off. All you got to do is type in the promo code CovertStandard at checkout, and you'll be able to get 15% off of your entire order. Also, our other sponsor is iView Marketing. Go to iViewMarketing.com. It's your number one stop shop for all print management services for everything ink and more. You can go ahead and get all types of stuff printed, like Chase with his T-shirts. You could get dicks printed on it as well.
No tattoos, though.
Yes.
Everything ink.
Everything ink and more. I don't know. It's kind of weird too. Yeah, I noticed that. Everything. It's
put ink on anything other than skin.
How about most ink and more?
Yeah.
We'll go with most ink and more. Anyway, that's it for the sponsors. Let me go ahead and start off the bat right now. I definitely want to give a shout out to you guys listening. We have literally just hit our 2,000th download and live listen. 2,000. That means there's a lot of people out there that are actually listening to us.
I don't think that's what it is. I think they're like, they scrolling and they're like, what are these retards saying? They heard the old intro. They're like, yeah, no. But the new intro.
The new.
That caught everybody.
The new. That new.
Is the iView Marketing, he's doing like the rainbow or the old school stripe bubblegum stuff?
The
zebra
tattoos?
Yeah, tattoos.
Sure.
That's what he's doing. He's making that shit with that motherfucker on.
You lick
Cabal
it?
USA on that bitch.
He can actually do that.
So I think he could. And then you just lick it, right? And then you just stick it, lick it, stick it, and then you're good. You have a tattoo.
Bam. Just made him $1 million.
Hey,
right there.
Miguel, listen to me. We're going to be making tattoos. All right, I got some requests. Well, I want some Cabal USA tattoos ready to go, like tomorrow. Yes. Let's do this.
It's right next to the bamboo sticks?
Right next to the bamboo sticks and the stickers. Yeah, if you want to get some bamboo, you can go to his website. Get 15% off of that as well. But anyway, 2,000 downloads and live listens, man. I remember we started this, and it was barely making it up there, but we actually have some people giving feedback too. So it's pretty awesome that we have 2,000. So thank you very much for listening, and hopefully this climbs more, and you guys are enjoying all the content we're putting out, especially with the videos starting to become a thing. So make sure you check us out: YouTube, Twitter, everything. Covert Standard.
Let's talk about that video.
Which one?
So,
the original before you put out
before
the movie, yeah, the movie intro.
So we decided to make a content video to kind of give everybody a heads up of what to expect out of our podcast. But not only that, just to kind of bring our personalities together and give everybody a heads up that episode 25 is coming up, man. And it's pretty exciting.
Trying to do some promotional stuff, and I had an idea, and then once all these minds melded into it, it became way more perverted. I envisioned, maybe Dave waking up off the couch all hungover and making a groan like a zombie, and then
that's more fitting. That would be more Dave in his natural
natural habitat.
That got
Are you guys
turned.
sure about that?
That
I thought it was pretty natural.
That
Yeah,
got
he-
turned into autoerotic asphyxiation.
For the record, he was the only one that did one take. So it had to have been natural.
No, I mean,
Like, come on.
It took me like
that's a boss.
100 times for like 2 seconds, and then you got it down first.
Like Chase was on the toilet. You would think that it would be a natural thing to take a shit while reading the Declaration of Independence.
I almost pooped while we were doing it. It's just natural. That's the natural part,
But
not
Dave,
the other part.
in case everybody needs to know, like if you're trying to pinpoint all the characters of the show while you're watching the video, Dave is the shadow at the very beginning that screams out. He's our zombie. And if you didn't pick up on it, then you should watch
Everybody
it again.
picked up on
Yeah,
it.
no,
There was
I know.
no.
Yeah.
There's a few
I'm
people.
telling you, there's a few people that did not
I got
pick
hit
up on it.
They're like, "What the hell? Like, are you hanging yourself? What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah."
They
yeah,
have
just
idea what's going on.
Just keep watching it.
You have to watch
Watch
it
it
again.
again.
Watch it a second time.
No, they still
and then like it.
And then like
Or something,
it. And then
right?
subscribe.
And then
then
subscribe.
share.
Yes.
All that fun stuff that the kids are doing nowadays.
Either
that-
way, I
that
think it was a fucking hell of a time. Like we,
And
Dave will personally give you a high
Dude,
five.
The girl
if you
was
like it.
so upset about it. Of like, unfollow all my family. Like, you're not gonna have a future jobs prospects. Like,
She really doesn't listen to this, does she?
No, she has no clue.
She has zero clue about how this podcast works. That's the best
so
part
she
about
sees
this.
the commercial and she's like, "What the
She
fuck?"
lost
In
her
her-
shit.
in her
that's awesome.
It was too good.
in her mind, he's like, "All right, bye, honey. I'm gonna go record a podcast." In her mind, she's like, "Oh, it's like a bunch of Kristen stuff being said on the mic."
Oh man.
Yeah, she should. Yeah,
Bro.
let's keep that secret from her though for as long as we can. Like, just don't let her listen to it. She has no idea. What
I mean,
we're
she
talking
has
about.
the ability to. She just hates all of her voices. So she hears them enough, and
She hates that voice over there.
everybody.
He is the biggest headed motherfucker here.
Oh man, she
Does-
hates
does it-
all of us,
how does it-
especially me. But
I was going to say.
How's your feelings right now?
Oh,
Are
no,
they
they're
hurt?
fine. No.
Are they hurt?
Like, fucking Halo got that shield up right now, and that was just like a tiny drop.
Like a ricochet.
and then it came right back up. Get out of here with that shit.
Regenerated.
you got a regenerating fucking ego.
Duh.
yeah,
I hope so.
Duh. That's how it works.
That's how it should work.
Like you try to bring him down a notch. You try to chop at him a little bit, and he just fucking
It's like-
bounces right back.
It's like, okay, it's gone by.
That's his superpower. I mean, like his offensive, like it's just gone. He's got
like
a
reality
invisible shield.
check. You know, he trips and falls and makes an ass of himself in front of everybody, and then he just stands up and he's fine.
Yeah,
Just
and he's
brushes
fine.
it off.
Brushes off, walks. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Not even fuck you
I mean, what
guys.
else are you gonna do?
Just gonna look around.
So yeah, if you didn't catch on to
Hey,
it
girl.
at the beginning of the video, just watch it again. It's awesome. But also I wanted to put out there that the website is definitely up. I post the videos up there as well. There's the review video I was talking about as well. So check it out on the website.
Sorry to jump in here, but if for the longtime listeners, anyways,
The
Hefe
two of them.
Hefe was on the couch with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to see what Hefe looks like, there you go.
Yeah, so he's definitely one of the original people when we started this out. Old Hefe's on the couch with Clear Malfunction over here, Dillon. They're both on the couch. You can check out that too. Chase is the one on the toilet, of course.
Weird.
And the zombie, our zombie, that is
The shadow.
the shadow.
We got to give out a shout out to one of our boys that was a cameraman the whole
Yes, Chris, man.
He does not want a shout out.
night. Well,
Yeah,
we're giving it to him.
He's like, I don't want
We're
to be on
giving it to
camera
him.
at all.
Yeah, that's all he said.
Yeah.
He said he
But
didn't
that-
want to be on camera.
That's typically Chris.
That's Chris.
That's
I think
just-
So I want to thank Chris for taking
I don't wanna say-
charge and lead on that.
I don't want to say sovereign citizen,
Jesus.
but he's slowly morphing into like
So
I don't know.
I'm going to hate him soon. Is what you're saying.
something
Yeah, that's
about
basically
like
what's gonna happen.
Great.
a separatist.
A separatist. Is that a
Yeah,
thing? That's
all
a
right,
thing.
I can see that.
I am a separate. No, he's gonna join like.
I don't want to be on your power grid. Like he's gonna be one of
He's
those
gonna go-
guys. That, like,
I'm off
has
the
to go-
grid.
He's gonna fight the city because they want to force him to be hooked up to power.
Nope.
And he's like, I'm self-sufficient.
Same thing with sewage. They're like, you
Yeah.
need to pay us for sewage.
No.
I'll just dig a hole.
I can put it in the ground.
That's not how it works.
He's living. He's gonna go live in a nudist colony that just lives off the grid. That's what it's gonna be.
I don't know if he would ever do that. That
No,
part.
nudist colonies.
Yeah, that would be weird for him.
That's what I would do.
Farm.
Well, yes,
I would
for
live in a
you,
nudist
yes,
town. I would
not
live
for
in it.
him.
I like being naked. It's just my thing.
I'll tell you what, he's definitely going to hate us because we're talking about him a lot more than
Than
expected.
normal. He's like, I'm under the radar.
He doesn't. He doesn't listen. So it'd be all
Yeah,
right.
he's definitely one of the non-listeners. We're gonna call them the non-listeners.
He believes in. Whoa.
Yeah, what the hell? The majority of human race.
Yeah. So everybody else,
non-listeners.
the 5 people that are listening to this.
There's 6 people now.
Oh,
Okay.
we
We
stepping
got
up.
another one. We got a
Stepping
6th
up.
one.
Yeah, I've recruited a couple people. Start listening. They're
I
giving me feedback.
I'm trying not to with my group.
I would imagine so.
I'm trying not to.
Yeah.
But eventually that would be a good
Especially with the video.
Even
That's
in-
the one I'm waiting for.
In my crowd, like I don't really want a bunch of my coworkers at least like listening to this on a regular basis. But there's one guy that I'm pretty confident that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, he enjoys it quite a bit.
There's a couple people at our work that listens to it. So shout out to you guys too. They listen to it, they like it, and they give us feedback. It's awesome, man. I don't know. It's a good feeling because like it's kind of like talking to more than just our group. It's like we're trying to make a bigger crowd of people to talk to.
It's a community.
Yeah,
Know,
exactly.
like-minded
We
individuals.
covered in our mission statement episode.
pretty much.
What we're
But
trying to do.
We definitely.
It's fun. It's just
Speaking about a couple fans, I want to do a little box and send it out to Afghanistan. One of our boys are out there.
Elias.
So I think
I know
we're
you're
gonna
listening, Elias.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, bro.
He's fucking loving the shit. I'm gonna get him a pocket pussy.
Yes. Oh yeah. He listens. He listens to the show. So Elias,
Oh
you will.
my God.
It's
You will
definitely
be
gonna be sponsored by Cabal USA.
He definitely probably already has one.
You're gonna
but
have to talk to iView Marketing, see if you get something printed on.
Oh,
We
my
should get
God.
Chase's
name
face
on it.
We should put
or
Chase's
that, yeah.
face on the pocket pussy.
What?
And then he has to
No,
look at
no,
Chase's
no,
face
no.
the whole
Whoa,
time.
what?
He's in Afghanistan,
No.
right? You print like Goatmaster on it.
I like that even more.
That's
They
even
have
better.
a fleshlight.
Fleshlight.
And then they have like the copy of the vaginas of the porn stars, so we can do one for a goat, like the complete fucking butthole
Is there a
of
porn
that.
star that's a goat that I don't know about?
Yeah.
Well, there's
Have
the
you gone-
greatest of all time porn star.
That's what I was going with. He's like, no, I think he's actually talking about a fucking pussy of a legitimate goat right now.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. What are you guys talking about?
Hey, so you go to the counter at the sex store and you're like, excuse me.
already?
Do you,
Jesus Christ.
do you
What,
have
you're
the goat?
uncomfortable? What are you going to donate?
Excuse-
He's all about the goat pussy over here.
Do you have the goat?
Come on.
He walks-
You got to step up.
Can we do a mug?
Listen. He walks up to the counter and he talks to the lady. And he's like, excuse me, miss, do you have the goat? And he walks him over to like the 18-inch black dildo that's in the back. He's like, no. The goat.
Ooh.
And then she's gonna put me over to the side for the specialty.
For the
she's
specialty.
like, "Here you go." Like, yes,
Can
I
I
would
see-
like that. Oh,
she
it
actually
says,
asked for ID. She's like, can I see some ID before I show you this thing? Like, I gotta make sure you're above age for this one.
it says Dave Cabal.
I gotta make sure
It's
you're not on a
CabalUSA.
no
Cabal
CabalUSA.co where you can find the goat pussy
God
right
damn.
next to the bamboo sticks.
Bam.
All right, Eli, you're going to be getting
Damn.
that shit.
Oh shit.
Elias.
Oh my god, if you find a goat pussy, I'm gonna lose my shit, bro.
Bro,
I am not going to find it.
I'm gonna find one. Nope. Too late.
I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm gonna find one.
I can't take it, bro. I
We're
won't be able
going
to
to
take
send it to our
it.
boy.
I won't be able because we're gonna be buying like
Hold on.
100 of them, and we're gonna send them to 100 people.
Keep
Like
talking.
that's gonna be a gift.
Jesus, can you imagine?
Okay.
That's
Well,
the
you
case.
did have a grenade.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
that was a gift from Jay.
Well, they got thrown
Who
on the
gave it to
ground.
him?
I got thrown
Oh,
on the ground.
Yep.
Nope. No one gave it to him.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't look over here, but
Bro, that was a gift from Jay.
Hey, well,
Sorry, Jay.
there's a reason why he gave you two.
Yeah, there's one at the office.
Oh, need to
Damn
bring
it.
that back.
sorry.
Damn, he ripped that thing to shreds.
Yeah,
Look
I
at that
did.
thing.
I just looked
How
down and
much
all of a sudden, like,
time?
what the fuck is
How
that?
much time did it
That
take?
was seconds.
One
like
goat
we just
pussy conversation.
It took one pussy conversation to talk to. Yeah, he shredded that fucking thing.
holy.
All right, it's
shit.
cool. Well, Jay, that
Well,
means
the grenade exploded. That's all.
That's exactly what happened.
all right, Jay, send more. We need more of these things. 'Cause apparently, Grandpa loves them.
Yeah. I might shit it out later.
So you guys paying attention right now? Are you guys paying attention to the shit that's going on in fucking Venezuela?
Dude, I was just about to bring that shit up.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, as Dave rightly pointed out, it's been going on for a while. It really kicked off, I don't know, I don't want to date this thing, but it kicked off a few days ago from when we're recording this. And, I mean, I know it's been bad for a while and the tensions have been building and,
Something happened over there.
I think he found
Holy
something.
shit, he found a goat pussy.
Oh,
What's the price
That
on
is
that?
fucking gross.
Fucked. It's less than $20.
What? What? What the fuck?
Continue with your smart guy conversation. I'll be right back.
about
Dude, it's
goat
not-
pussy. Speaking of goat pussy.
Not a smart guy. It's not a smart guy conversation. It's just
Oh, no.
Okay,
another
Venezuela,
country-
we got to get back on track.
We're
Get
trying
back
to go
on track.
serious over here. And what the fuck, Chase?
Okay.
Don't worry about me.
You're just like, oh, about the goat pussy.
Poor Elias. Poor Elias is gonna listen to this and be like, "No, please, no, dude." He's gonna be. Everybody else is gonna be stationed out there with him. Is gonna see this thing.
No,
happen.
they're gonna look at him. and
Oh,
they're gonna
so
be
we
like,
have to
what the
send it in
fuck?
like a clear box then,
Yes,
so everybody can see.
just a clear package, or like a box within a box, clear box within a box. So when he opens it, it's a clear box.
just address it to his squad.
Oh,
the whole squad.
Oh, don't even
Just-
put his name on it. But on the inside, this is for all. Oh, that's even that's better. That's what you're gonna do. Don't put his name on it. Just put to the squad. Someone's gonna open it and see that it's for Elias. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh man, we gotta make
So-
sure because
All right.
So back to
a country's
something
about to break
serious.
into civil
Civil
war.
war.
It's pretty fucking horrific. So for
goat
people
pussies.
that haven't been paying attention, name Chase.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I found a rabbit hole. Of terribleness.
No.
God
right,
damn.
you were saying, I'm sorry.
Go down that after the podcast.
Yeah.
So they essentially their version of Congress came in and voted that the last election was unconstitutional, and they've put in a interim president that's supposed to basically be a temporary president, and then they're going to hold actual elections again. And the sitting Maduro, that's the president's name, decided that wasn't going to be okay, or he didn't have to listen to that. So they're kind of in a stalemate where half the military is decided to side with the constitutionally backed interim president, and then the sitting president. And now, unfortunately, since the military is kind of split between the two, and
They're fighting each other.
military's fighting each other, law enforcement's fighting each other. I mean, video footage of armored vehicles running over protesters.
Oh man, yeah, I saw that
Not
too.
in full force. I'll say that. I mean, it seems like it probably was just like one driver that got pissed off and said, "Fuck this." It does not seem like a coordinated military effort yet. So things could definitely get way worse. But it's horrific to watch a country go into civil war.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like it's Ukraine all over again. It's
Yeah,
a weird time we live in.
So it's definitely weird. So it definitely started, from my understanding, in 2012. They actually took and confiscated all the firearms from the people, and the people were like, "Yeah, if there's no firearms in the street, we should be fine." That should have been your first sign. The second one is all of a sudden you start lining up for food. Now people are starting to starve.
Yep.
You know, this is just
Socialism.
this is a revolving door. If you look at the list of the countries that is actually supporting Venezuela, and then the other list of people are saying, "Hey, fucking the people need a rise for fucking freedom."
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking.
We actually
it's a
have
huge
have
divide.
listeners.
We got listeners. We got some guys that we met on the range. That he's a fucking badass on the range, and I think he's sponsored by several big manufacturers as well. But homeboy was telling us the shit's fucking ugly out there.
Yep.
And
Man, my heart's our hearts are out to you guys out there. Those of you that are listening, because I know it's just a couple, but still, a small voice can go a long way. Our hearts out to you. We support you guys being just free people, man, and fighting against the power. That's what it's all about. It's not about enslaving. It's not about starving. It's not about all this. That's not how you should work. So yeah, keep up the good fight, man. Know that we're watching, we're paying attention. We're not physically doing anything, but you're part of the voice as well, man.
I mean, that goes to tell you, why you have to be vigilant. I mean, this
what we're
started
doing.
from Hugo Chavez. I know I'm going to get a little nerdy on you guys, but basically, Hugo Chavez came into the fray, and
I fucking hate you.
He's handing him what's left of the fucking chewed.
Well, he just gave it back to the dog.
Grandpa.
Well, you didn't want it.
My dog's gonna eat that and be shitting out green foam.
I mean, most of it's on the ground.
For now.
So Hugo Chavez, a elected communist government. Venezuela has massive oil reserves. It's a huge portion of the country's income. And so he decides that he gets to just own that now. So he just forcibly takes the different oil industries over and decides they're state-run. And for about a decade later, we find ourselves to where, of course, a government can't efficiently run a business, and they've run those industries into the ground. It's the major source of income for that country, so they've influenced mass inflammation to where their money's not worth shit anymore. That's why you're seeing the starvation. It's not necessarily like
weren't they like to have the best like economy in the South America, right? Like they were
had
like,
a
one of the best.
fantastic.
They had,
Yeah.
because of the money that they were actually getting from the world.
When
Yeah.
The oil,
when
man. Oil
capitalists had hold of the country, and
Imagine
then
that.
communists came in, and they promised great things, and a lot of people expect they're not selling anything evil, and I don't think that the communists there deliberately ruined the country. They just did it because communism doesn't fucking work.
Never does.
And it's funny to still see people defend communism, it's not that communism ruined Venezuela. It was just mismanaged.
No, it's somebody going, fuck you guys, I'm just going to take over and do my own.
I will say this, some of the fucked up stuff that's happened, say, in Africa, to where the government's deliberately starved its people, and more warlords than government. But
yeah.
this is not one of those cases. There is food there. There's no government deliberately keeping people from being able to eat. It's just that they printed money as a solution to bad economic policy, and then now the average everyday citizen can't afford food. It's there on the shelves, but their money ain't worth shit anymore.
Well, not only that, but there's cities that are still without power. From the last time we talked about it, I think they were like at 130 something days
Massive
with no power,
brownouts,
and it's still down.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's been out of date. They never serviced it during that whole time during Chavez, and that's where they fucked up. So the towns that have no power have no food, and these are places that don't have anything coming in.
Yeah.
And like the government is actually keeping people away from the whole aid.
They don't want foreign aid.
Yeah. So they're having a lot of issues over there. So it's just one of those things. Like my heart's out to them, and I want the people to fucking fight.
Have you, Chase?
So-
Have you seen these videos? Have you seen this crazy shit
I saw
unfold?
The big ass fucking truck go over, or APC go over the fucking.
Stop doing that. Do not fucking do. Do you have any idea how much of a headache that was to fucking edit last time, asshole?
No idea.
Don't do it.
So
Don't.
I can't hear you. What was that?
Oh yeah.
You're talking to a teenager here. You need to learn some parenting.
I know.
You can't fucking tell him not
I will
to
take
do
your
it.
mic away.
No, you won't.
And your and your PlayStation and your cell phone. I'm taking it all away.
You can't
As long as
tell-
you don't take the others.
Dude, you can't tell him not to do it, because then he wants to do it.
APC's running over the fucking people, and like the 240 on the bridge with a shitload of. I like the one of the pictures, 240 on the bridge, and then right next to it is like bananas and some other shit, and it's like, I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking get those bananas in while you fucking slay some bodies. But yeah, I
you
know.
need to nourish yourself before you
AKs
nourish
shooting
other
up
people.
in the air. I've seen videos of that for crowd control. They just start shooting guns up in the air.
Oh yeah,
That's
I mean
not-
that's normal.
So that was the police, the military was actually with the people, protecting the people from the other guys.
Right.
That's that video. That's what you saw. That they're trying to keep all that while the protesters are coming back and trying to retreat.
Yeah,
So-
there was also that video you were talking about where the police were
Arresting each other.
Yeah,
Out of those fucking shit. What do you call those? Those fucking tankers. Pretty much. It's not a tank, but
the
truck.
ATVs.
ATV or
That same vehicle that just that went over that fucking
APCs. or-
APC. Is that what it is?
Yes.
armored personnel vehicle.
Yeah. So
Carrier.
they
Carrier, there
actually.
we go.
Sorry,
a carrier.
sorry, Chase.
So
Carrier.
It's
Well,
not APV.
right.
C.
It's not there. It's there.
So there's a video out there showing that there was a standoff, and then the police actually that is with the current government is arresting the ones that are standing up trying to protect the people.
That's so crazy.
What's the
So they had no choice but to get out and
run them over.
the nurse one? the fucking whomever's like taking the docs and nurses out of the fucking hospital.
Dude, that shit's
That's
fucking disgusting.
Some shit right
Yeah.
there.
Like he doesn't want people to be healed, and whatnot. And that's during the blackout too.
Are we in alliance with them, or are they backed by other countries?
No, they're definitely backed by other countries.
Yeah, they're backed by Russia. That's
Russia,
for sure.
China, and who
Cuba.
else?
So they
Oh,
want
yeah,
to
definitely
see that
Cuba.
happen.
But Brazil and the United States and I think Mexico. There's a lot. The majority of countries are backing the interim president.
Yeah.
Sure, because there's the good way and there's the bad way.
It's so fucking muddled. I hate our involvement in other people's civil war.
Yeah,
That never works out.
It never works
I'm
out.
all for cheering for a side, but don't fucking get involved.
Yeah.
No,
We're going
I'm
to.
like
their
that, but it's
problem
one
be
of
their
those things.
problem.
I know they're trying to lead us to
We're
it.
going to.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
they're
we
trying.
definitely will.
It's probably going to end up happening.
It's the fucking worst idea ever.
It is because
But we do it all the time,
Uh,
like all the time. We get involved in other people's stuff all the time.
it's because the world is always constantly like, America, please help. And then when you fucking help, you're like,
And then we're the bad
like,
guys. You're trying to police the country.
You're fucking policing the whole
the
fucking
world, I
world.
mean,
What
yeah.
the fuck? You're like,
what
you
what do
fucking
they
ass.
have that we can gain?
Oil.
Do they?
Yeah, we're the number
Oh, well,
one.
then yes.
We're the
going
number
over
one
there.
consumers of oil
Solved.
in the world.
Yeah, we're exporting oil at record rates, though. I don't think that we really need
we are.
That's
Yeah,
We need more.
the thing is, we've always kept a reserve. We never
Right,
we
but
never
because
got
of,
to this
because
point.
of fracking. Like we're producing way more oil than we ever were.
yep.
But so I guess when I look at history, there's plenty of times where we did get involved in a civil war, and it was for just cause. It doesn't always work out well. I mean, they're two of the most frowned upon wars, Korea and Vietnam. But they were actively trying to prevent, horrific governments. It wasn't for nothing. I mean, everybody kind of forgets that about Vietnam, to where once we left, they murdered way more people than what died on both sides.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it's one of those things, man. It's fucking scary just to think about it, but
I don't think that we're dealing with that from Maduro, but who the fuck knows? I mean, but I that's the only justification I can see in my head of a foreign policy that I would support of going in and getting involved in a civil war, is if it's, to stop some fucking genocidal maniac.
Is there any other country? Like I haven't heard from
like
anything
Gaddafi?
about North Korea
What?
anymore.
Oh,
We put
because
Gaddafi in power
what?
Yeah, we did,
Yeah, we did.
and kept him in power.
and we did.
That's what I'm saying. Like we fucked up a few times, so it's one of those things. Like, yeah,
Did Gaddafi?
I mean,
Gaddafi was a tyrant. Maybe I'm just ignorant. Did he kill millions of people though? And I don't think he ever.
he was gassing his own people.
he was gassing his own people. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
definitely
That's
killing.
fucked up.
Oh, wait,
That is
we
fucked.
helped.
Yeah.
I mean, we
helped
talked about it last
Iraq.
episode.
Yeah, we helped
how
Iraq.
fucking terrible gassing is.
Yeah, we helped Iraq. We gave them funds and money and training.
We created fucking Al Qaeda in
We
the
did.
Taliban.
Okay,
so,
well,
come on.
So
funded.
this
We
is a
funded.
weird conversation, but let me defend Iraq for a second.
Mm-hmm. They were in a civil war.
Well, no, we
Let's hear this. Keep going.
okay.
Keep going. Don't be
So
distracted by him.
we supported a horrific dictator. I mean, Saddam Hussein was definitely, like, he idolized Nazis. Literally, his party was based on the fascist party of Nazi Germany, but
Because of power.
he also was able to maintain and stabilize one of the most volatile countries in the world. And so as soon
I see where you're going with
as
this.
soon as he was gone, that's what caused ISIS. I mean,
That's what caused ISIS. Al Qaeda was before that. So
hold on though, but okay, Al Qaeda, all right,
Why?
Al Qaeda,
Why?
Al Qaeda.
Al
Why?
Qaeda.
Why did? What?
So
okay.
so
NPR.
this is
over
before
here.
this. Yes, you're right. You are absolutely correct.
WNPR.
Al
You-
Qaeda had no foothold in Iraq when Saddam Hussein was in power.
No, Al Qaeda did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, when he was in power, Al Qaeda did have
hold
foothold
on.
in there.
No, they may have existed. They did not have a foothold.
Well,
they were
didn't
hunted down by
they
the
didn't-
government.
They didn't control the country, but they had their cells. They had their networks in there. And
I think
we
you're
don't
really,
even know.
I think you're really thinking about after we took down Saddam, because
we were fighting them before we took down Saddam.
we were fighting Al Qaeda
Before we took down Saddam.
That's accurate.
And then when we removed Saddam, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
When we removed Saddam, we literally took away whatever was controlling the chaos out there.
Right.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
However, Al Qaeda didn't just start whatever was happening after he died. They were doing this way before.
Well, of course. I mean, that goes.
and it was birthed.
They weren't as big.
No,
That's what he said.
They weren't
right.
as big,
but
because-
they started right. They started from the people that we helped in Desert Storm when we helped fund them and give them armaments and everything.
It started out of Egypt. It didn't have anything to do with Desert Storm.
Bin
Laden was totally separate from Desert Storm.
No, Desert Storm was the
Was the first time we dealt
Desert
with
Shield. Which one was it?
Desert Storm is
Storm
the
was our
first time we went to
our first
Iraq.
time.
And then Desert Shield was
It's all the following up.
it was like another
Yeah.
portion of that. I can't remember. That was my dad was in
That
those.
had to do with the Kuwaitis, though, of them invading Kuwait.
But that's when we started doing
Liberating.
the
But
funding
that
and
still has
liberating.
nothing to do with Shia and Sunni at all. And that's all to do with, when you're talking about Al Qaeda.
I'm also not saying we were like, hey, we're going to make this group. Right
I'm just
saying we helped fund the people that were fighting against us.
right, but we did so to fight Russia. I think that's probably what you're thinking of. The
Mhm.
CIA definitely funded Al Qaeda. They were based out of Egypt. They weren't Egyptians, but they funded them through Egypt with weapons and funds to fight Russia and Pakistan. Excuse me, Afghanistan too. I mean, it's Afghanistan, Pakistan region, mostly Afghanistan. But I mean, that's where the majority of it is. It's a weird intellectual Islamic conversation to do with like the types of terrorists that are out there, and
Yeah, there's a shit ton of fucking groups out there.
The one thing I can simplify it to make it crystal clear is that Iraq was a statist country. So they had extreme nationalism above all else. So they were horrific bastards, no doubt. But they were horrific bastards to Muslim extremists, saying, I don't give a fuck if you're Sunni or you're Shiite, you're Iraqi before anything else. And if you got something other than that to say, then we'll just kill you and rape your wives or whatever the fuck horrific things they did.
Sure, yeah.
But that was the idea. I mean, same thing with the Kurds. Kurds are not extreme at all, but they still were under the thumb of, the Iraqi government.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we backed them is because we are very against Iran, which Iran is behind Hezbollah, which is anti-Israel. I mean, this whole thing is a really interesting, convoluted subject that is a very endless rabbit hole that you can get into.
Yeah, it's so bad. I've actually went down a couple of these rabbit holes. Like, there's a couple of leaders out there of big groups, such as like for instance the Buddhism.
Hashtag Buddhism.
One of the I guess lead monks, or one of the most knowledgeable, or not the Dalai Lama himself, but the person that's within his group or whatever, went on an interview to talk about Islam.
Dalai Lama, something to do with Tibetans. I don't know that he's like
but they're monks, but they do the
they're
same
monks,
thing.
but I think they're pretty separate from a lot of major sects.
Tibetan's different than than
Tibet's
Thai,
like a tiny
and then,
piece of what China took over.
I'm gonna get my facts all fucked up on this shit. So,
but I get what you're saying. He's a large.
There
Buddhist
was a large. Yeah, he was a leader in the community of Buddhism.
Okay,
Buddhism
from Atlanta, Georgia,
and he started talking about basically his insight and his thought process of Muslim. And he's not the only one to come out and do this. There's a few different either leaders or very knowledgeable people or persons that came out and actually spoke about Islam. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with anything that they said, but what I'm trying to do is pick your brain about this. How do you feel about them talking about Islam as a whole, right? As a horrible religion that only talks about massacring and raping and killing people. Basically, what was said was they infest, they establish residency, they infest, they breed, and then they take over wherever they inhabit. They create, then they establish Sharia law,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden they start taking them out from the inside out like that. What do you think about that?
I think that Islam is an inherently very conservative religion. When people are angry with Christians for not being super pro-gay, they have no idea what they're talking about in comparison to Islam throughout the world.
Uh-huh.
That said, the other major problem with Islam is that Muhammad lived long enough to become a warlord. He started off very much like Jesus in the beginning. So the early portions of the Quran, it's talking about a lot more peaceful stuff. And then he lived long enough to be a conquering warlord to spread not only his religion, but also his government, which is why government gets so commonly tied to Islam. So it's really convoluted. It definitely is unfortunate. I'm not willing to condemn an entire religion just because I've met so many American Muslims that are not that way, that are very moderate, and I know that they exist outside of the United States, but
yeah, they do.
I think that Christianity went through a large referendum where they changed their ways about 500 years ago, and Islam
a
needs
lot of
to
other
do the
religions.
same.
Yeah, there's a lot of religions that change their ways against.
That's that's what I'm waiting on. I'm not going to condemn Muslims or Islam as a whole. I'm not obviously I'm not personally Islamic, so I don't agree with it. But
so don't punish the whole mass over a small group,
right? But also don't be foolish, because that's the problem with a lot of liberals, is that they're so foolish that they try to act like, oh well, they're brown, so they're oppressed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they are. I mean,
are you oppressed?
No, I just like to be
you're
outside.
not the right kind of. You're not the right kind of brown.
He's
Shut
brown.
the fuck up, dude.
Hey,
when I was out there in the fucking desert,
you oppressed?
I looked over and I'm like, brother,
I'm white.
brother. Like, I would have the beard and everything, and I'm like, Muhammad.
You got your tan on?
Yeah, what?
When you got your tan on.
Yeah, I got my fucking tan on, dude.
No, I don't think I've ever experienced like a real racism ever in my life, to be honest with you. Like I don't walk around guarded. I don't walk around like I'm. Yes, I say I'm brown because I think it's a funny subject to bring up.
It's
what
you are brown.
You are.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, you hear me all the time where it's like, "Oh, you got something against brown people." I say that just because it's funny, because some people get offended.
It's a good punchline.
Some people get offended, or some people get like thrown off guard by it. But realistically, I've never had to deal with this shit ever in my life. And I don't know any of my friends or anybody that I've never known that ever gone through anything like that ever in my life. And I don't walk around guarded. I walk around like I'm just like every fucking.
I'll tell you
else.
what. Today was a really weird day for me because renewed my driver's license, and I got put down as a white guy.
Yeah,
fucking loved it.
I think
and
I did too.
Non-Hispanic, and I'm like, oh, we're just changing my shit.
Yeah,
you know what?
You're supposed to be Hispanic but white.
I'm cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times, dealing with 4473s.
You won't get pulled over now.
I don't know.
I know, right?
How many times Hispanic people get really upset?
Where does it say?
Like, do I have to be white? I'm like, well, actually, that's kind of.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's not.
And I love the fucking old ass white people that are like, why the hell do I have to pick whether I'm Hispanic or not Hispanic? I'm like, well, all right, let's take Brazil. You can be Hispanic and black.
Yeah.
So
or white.
You can be Hispanic and white.
Right.
I guess I'm technically Hispanic and Asian, but I just claim Asian.
It's ethnicity against race.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's why it's.
But it's still a silly.
Stupid.
It's silly.
Dude,
I mean,
can we just put a color bar? Like a fucking, a fucking
are you
black
number
to
2?
white? Are you a
number 8?
Can you just put your hand next to the
No,
fucking
no.
color
Summertime or is it
and
winter?
circle the color?
It's going to be if you're like 5 and up.
Jesus Christ.
If you're 5 and up, you're going to jail. It's just kind of the way it is.
You know what? Actually, this is a good fucking point to bring up.
I was about to say, fuck all that shit. We should just. It really doesn't fucking matter. That's what it comes down
it's
to.
for identification purposes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who am I looking for? That's why it matters.
Yeah, it matters. I get why it matters.
Am I looking for fucking Wesley Snipes or
You just had to pick the darkest person you think of,
and then the whitest person,
and then the whitest person you could think of. That was pretty impressive.
I had to pause to think of a whitest person I could think of. You remember Powder or Like there was some '90s movie of some fucking albino motherfucker.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name though at the time. So
that was good. So this is actually a good time for me to bring this up because you guys have actually seen me post this before. Well, maybe I don't know if you guys actually pay attention to my shit, but anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured.
Not at all.
Yeah, none of you guys are social media guys at all.
We're really bad at it.
Is that I've read several news articles from different news sources just to kind of get a brief description of what's going on, because you see the headline, but I don't fuck the headline. I want to read into it a little bit.
Florida man,
and they always fucking, I swear to God, 6 articles, 6 out of 7 articles. 6
artichokes
out of 7 articles that I had read literally goes John whoever, comma, who is white, comma, and then continued on with it. It's like, why the fuck?
They're painting the picture, bro.
No, fuck
No,
that.
no.
That is the dumbest.
It's progressive thought.
Trying to lighten it up over here.
Identitarian thought, I guess, is the most accurate thing.
It's so fucking
Identitarian thought is really popular amongst journalists.
John Smith, who is white. It's like, why the fuck does that matter? Why is that the first thing I have to say?
They have to preface his color because they don't consider individuals to be a thing. They only see people in groups.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Whoever you journalists out there, listen to this fucking shit. Fuck you. Like really?
I
Like,
tell you what,
like
we're-
come on, man.
We're the weirdest group right here.
No
I fucking love
journalists
it.
are fucking listening to this guy.
You don't know
I
that,
tried.
man.
Okay,
Yeah.
I tried. But like,
When,
it's like
when you submit
Shout
the
into
episode,
the echo chamber.
it's like you know, it's all Freddy, who is brown.
no.
That's
We're
not
white,
your
Asian.
Freddy,
Non-Hispanic.
who's
person of color.
Asian.
Person of color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man.
Who
I,
is
I
slant-eye.
six articles.
So here's an
Oh,
interesting
damn
conversation
artichokes.
that we probably don't have time
Fuck
to
you.
talk about. Fucking even the idea of racism. You know, you were talking about earlier of how you don't feel like you had to deal with racism. I feel like that's like a never ending or never like, I don't know, an ever moving target as to what that really means, because I've experienced racism not in the fact that I've experienced it directed at me, but I've experienced it by growing up in rural parts of America and with a lot of old timers, you know, family being very open, but also old timers being like, oh,
Maybe-
this white boy's on my side. I can tell you some racist shit.
yeah,
But-
yeah. Maybe it's
But-
because
I here's what I'm getting at though, because like
You're the same color as me.
I
yeah.
feel like there is a scale of acceptable racism, which is weird to say, and I think that it also is accurate within Black people, within Asian people, every type of person I have met.
Everybody.
I try to make I make a lot of pretty genuine friendships, and through that, I've found that it's very well true that like
1, 2, 3.
if you're going to talk about racism in the terms of this is my immediate opinion of you, but then it's the second I start having a conversation, I'll start using other criteria to discriminate in positive or negative ways about you, how you dress, how you talk, how you carry yourself, whether you have
like
confidence
Filipino
in
brown man time.
kind of stuff like that.
No, brown man
or
time
like,
is for all brown people,
you know, like,
across the world.
Here's an example. My
right.
grandpa, who I don't mind talking about, he's super dead.
Hold on, what's super dead? Like,
I mean, he's been dead for
Are
over
we
a decade.
like
Superpowers?
Like
Is that-
episode 25 dead?
meaning
or-
he's not coming back alive.
He's definitely dead.
No, alive.
You
You
chopped
know,
off his head.
he was what I would say openly racist. You know, at least to me. You know, he you can't trust black people. Blah blah blah.
I mean, that's
Talk disparagely, but he had black friends. And when you talk to
I know
him,
people like that actually.
when you talk, and it's I think it's true of majority of people that are quote unquote racist. They do have, and they have a kind of a.
It should be stereotypical, like stereotype.
I don't. There's like
problems.
a some kind of term that I should have thought of beforehand, but basically like a baseline that when you are brown or when you are Asian or whatever, they're going to come at you with a side eye. But then the second they start talking to you,
Was that a hidden Asian joke
Yes,
right there?
that's what I got. I'm like,
definitely was.
you went
Like,
side
holy
eye.
shit.
slanted
jab,
double team.
uppercut.
But the second he starts
Ah,
talking to
okay.
you and you're a genuine person or dealing with you in a business scenario and you're a genuine person, then all of a sudden all that shit melts away. At the same time, the same person, and I'm trying to like categorize this kind of person in my head because this is applicable to a lot of different people. The second that something doesn't go their way, the second that they are upset, say a black person makes them mad or whatever, they're really quick to throw out like the racial terms, that
Sure.
kind of stuff. You know, so like what? Because there's obviously
I'm
the
second
extreme
generation.
Of it. There's extreme of it of like, oh, I genuinely fucking hate. You know, I have hate in my heart for name whatever.
Mhm.
That's in my mind when you say racism, that's what comes in my head.
Yeah.
KKK. I'm gonna fucking lynch these
That's
people.
what comes
You
in
know,
my
that-
head
you
too.
know,
Yeah.
And I think that the majority of it is even like the openly racist people in America. That's like a 10 and they're at a 2. You know,
Sure.
they're definitely bigoted, but they're not like hateful people.
Yeah.
I
They
think
just
that-
have an opinion about.
and that's the majority of people that are older. That
Mhm.
I don't think you even see that in guys our age. You know, people
Yeah,
that
that's
are
what I'm
30
saying,
or
like-
younger.
Ouch. RH, huh?
Yeah,
now,
we're old as
going,
fuck.
So
I'm 22.
going.
Whoa,
What the fuck?
whoa.
So is that
I'm
like
Asian,
the
right?
real
We're
person
talking about race.
coming out when they're mad? Like the fucking the racism comes out when they're mad is what you're saying. Is that their real character showing, or
I
is
think
that
that's
just
the-
because I'm losing and I'm not an adult?
But
I am losing.
Well said. I'm not
a
an
combination
adult.
of
Well
that and also they know it'll bother them. The thing about racist terms
get
is
under the
that
skin.
people give that word a lot of power, so that they will be more than happy to throw that power around because they know it'll hurt them, and that's what they're after. Because they're not adults and they're fucking man babies, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fucking hurt them on a deeper level. And the downside of living in a society that gives words so much power is that that's exactly what you've done. When I was a teenager, George Carlin was my fucking hero. And he had the balls to say anything. And those days, I feel like, are gone.
For the listeners, who is George Carlin?
Yeah, I'm like,
Are you guys? Are you serious right now?
yeah, I have no
George
idea.
Carlin, the comedian.
Continue.
Yes, I'm
Continue.
sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who George Carlin,
he's
the
still,
comedian is?
is he still?
He's
still,
definitely dead. No, he died. He did his last stand-up though.
Oh yeah, George Carlin. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. He went to the Supreme Court for the 7 words you can't say on television or radio.
Yeah.
Look at Dave. Dave's like, yeah, I don't know this white guy.
He's
Well, he was
You slap a wig on that dude, he looks like Bob Ross.
he
with
was
the
the first.
Jesus.
I mean, like I said, he went to the Supreme Court fighting for the ability to use certain words. He really was one of the first super anti-racist comedians. But he was a white dude that was not afraid of using the N-word, of using any other
That's a
racial
word.
slur, because he knew the truth, which is when you don't use it, you're giving it power. Context is what matters.
Yeah.
If you are going to pretend like it doesn't matter whether you're racist or not, it doesn't matter if you're using it in racist context or not, if you use that word, it is magical and wrong, then you're giving that word immense power. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in now. So I have bowed to that, to where I understand specifically with the N-word, I don't use that shit because I understand that that's so upsetting to people.
Yeah,
at the same time,
him and her.
it's stupid to give it that much power.
Come on.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, a word. Yeah, I get it.
But we've always had magic phrases that you can't fucking say, and it used to be fuck and shit and cunt. All those things were
things that we can say right now is awesome.
It
cunt
used
still is like a negative thing.
It
You
used
fucking cunt.
dude. You used to be able to fucking go to jail for that.
What?
For saying that in public.
Dude, actually,
Actually, you
in
get
Virginia,
fined in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, I was
if you
just about to call it in Virginia Beach. They actually have signs, no cursing. You can get fined for cursing out in
It's
Virginia.
$255.
So
I paid,
fucking stupid.
and
I
you
paid
can-
for it.
Good
You
job.
can
Oh my god.
I totally paid for it.
Fuck that.
You can fight it, by the way, if you wanted to. You could fight that in
Yeah,
court, and
when-
it would
when
get
am I-
It's
struck
against
down.
constitutional. Yeah.
Go
when
back.
when am I allowed
because of
to
legal
fucking go to court and walk up to the judge like, hey, so I was
Go.
drunk.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Walk up in court and say fuck that
Fuck
shit.
that shit.
Yes, do that.
Yeah, no.
You should go back in time and do that though.
I'll go
I
with
would.
you. I'll go
I
with you.
would. Can
That
you
would be-
imagine
that
if
would
there
be
was
a
a
good-
time machine?
That would be a good segue into Endgame, but since these two haven't seen it, never mind. We'll come back.
Yeah.
So we just
Well-
did a reverse. All right.
No, go ahead.
No,
Come on.
not at all.
Bring it up for the listeners that hasn't
and-
listened to it.
and-
I'm
Game
sure
Lessons.
everybody has watched it. It made $1.2 billion in its opening
It's the
weekend
biggest
worldwide.
so far.
It
ever.
does not fucking disappoint. I was so happy.
See, I
with
was
it.
told differently. I was told, wait for it on Netflix.
Who told you that?
Yeah, what
That's-
fucking moron did you talk to?
Okay.
You don't have good friends.
Yeah, what
No,
the
bro.
fuck?
'Cause
Bro.
it wasn't one of us.
I hate everything, and it was good.
Yeah, he does hate everything.
Bro.
He hates ketchup on his hot dog.
Yeah,
That's
I
like
do.
a
I
sin.
do.
Hold on, it was
I
one of
do.
his hipster friends.
I do.
It did
yeah.
$1.2 billion, so he had a shit on it. That's what it was.
You do have
No,
hipster friends.
It wasn't one of my hipster friends, so I'll just leave it at that.
It was one of the chippy friends.
It's actually one of my friends that really hate Donald Trump, and we always disagreed in a lot of things. And then he's like, don't fucking watch it. And I'm like, why?
It's because he knows you love Donald Trump and he wants to keep joy out of your life.
He wants
Just
you
trying to keep that
not
joy
to
out of
watch
your
the
life.
amazing.
Dude,
That's pretty fucked up.
We should-
if
we
that's the
should send
case.
him-
Can you imagine if somebody's like, you know, fuck that dude. Hey, don't watch that shit. It's garbage.
Bro.
Fucking Trumper.
It's good.
Let's Photoshop a picture of Thanos with the "Make America Great Again" hat on.
Thanos?
Thanos.
Thanos?
Thanos.
I like the way you say things. Everything, you just say like the most random shit.
Thank
you guys,
That's a nice thing.
speaking
to
of,
say.
I don't know why.
Thanos.
When you
Thanos.
said that, it reminded me of the memes. Are you aware of the NPC memes that have been going around?
You aware?
And
Well, like what?
PC?
Non-playable
Non-player
characters?
Yes. So it's a new meme. It's not new anymore. It's actually been around for months, but really making fun of TV and entertainment personalities about shitting on Trump. The Orange Man Bad is like the fucking tagline to it, and to where like they're regurgitating the same shit that's not original thought over and over again, to where they're basically non-player characters.
It's a meme.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I'm apparently not up on my meme game. I thought I was.
Same here.
That's fucking so good.
Damn.
There's some really, really good ones out there.
Like what else?
Well, I mean, they're
Leroy
memes, so.
Jenkins. Oh.
Oh man, those are my favorite back then.
That if listeners, if you haven't seen anything on that, by all means, start Googling Orange Man Bad or NPC memes. There's countless fantastic ones.
Sounds fucking good, man.
No, I like the Leroy Jenkins. That's my favorite. Orange
Doyle rules.
Man Bad.
Orange Man Bad. Jesus.
I'm looking it up. I
So,
want to be hip.
I actually ended up talking to somebody. One of my coworkers.
Oh,
He's married.
right.
Yeah. One of my
Like, this got
coworkers.
awkward.
Yeah, I know. Me talking to somebody out of this group. It is fucking weird. So this motherfucker's all about Cortez, and I was like, excuse me?
Ocasio-Cortez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the reason? And young, we need somebody young in the office. Yeah, there's going to be mistakes made. I'm like, bro, are you, what do you want that to happen? Like, what are you expecting out of all this? There's going to be changes. But homegirl doesn't even fucking know what the fuck's going on half the time, man. Like, like the whole thing about like, hey, you should probably do something about terrorism to the fucking Navy SEAL that lost his eye. Just like that.
Oh man, I was watching those videos too, where the guy jumps in and he was like, you bunch of Nazis, and he was like, Nazis. He's like, people use the word Nazis when they have nothing else in their argument to say. He was like, go find a better. Yeah,
Dan Crenshaw.
yeah, I love him.
Oh,
I
love
love that
him
guy
so much.
Yeah,
He's such an
he
awesome-
literally shit out. He's like, "What? Come up with a better insult, guy." I like that guy. Yeah, oh my, there's a couple of them out there that I saw.
There's a crap ton, man. That dude is pretty solid dude. I think he's like he's the guy for Texas, right?
Yes, he's a
Representative
senator in
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, he's fantastic. I love paying attention to his shit. I'm trying to pull up some stuff for you. The NPC stuff. They've gone out and done billboards of like CNN news anchors and
Talking how terrible
John
Trump is.
Oliver's This Week Tonight, and they just fucking plaster over like this blank looking face for NPC. That's like the meme. So they've gone up and defaced billboards for promoting their shows.
For memes, of course.
Yeah,
I fucking love
it's
it.
fucked up. I mean, it's vandalism. That's fucked up, but it is.
I don't
really
think
funny.
that's. I think that's a real billboard.
No, that is. That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's vandalism.
That's not. Well,
Somebody paid for that.
Well, yeah, CNN paid for it. They start off as legitimate, like promoting CNN's show, and then they go in and put the fucking NPC face on the fucking billboard. I've seen some news stories on the John Oliver one. That's how it kind of caught on some of the other stuff.
That's fucking awesome. Fucking awesome.
Lame meme. Lame. Not as funny as it should be.
What are you talking about?
I just looked them up. I looked up like 20 of them. They're not that funny. They're disappointing.
Well, probably because you never watched or listened to
Disappointing.
any of the shit that they actually spat
CNN,
out. half the
CNN
time.
shit. No, you're right. That's
Like
probably
when
exactly what
They
it is.
spat out, and you just want to like put it on mute.
No,
You know?
I don't.
No,
I don't
not a
watch.
thing.
Turn on SpongeBob.
I don't
man.
watch nonsense. Yeah,
Or
SpongeBob or something.
Bat metal.
Or retarded. Ooh, Bat Metal.
Bat metal's
Bat
the
Metal's
shit.
the jams. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yes.
agreed. Or
So what you been up to, dude?
working.
Work. Okay. All right.
Yeah, me too.
We'll end it there. Okay.
6 days a week.
Working, fighting, and
Dude,
shooting.
How many days a week you working?
All
8
of
days a
them?
week.
No, I had a day off. Is
it kinda inconsistent?
Monday, yeah. Yes, it is. 1 week's fucking, or 2 week, the 2 week chain or whatever is fucking like terrible. Like I get to see the
Damn
same
it
dudes
all.
and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
And then like this week has not been so terrible, but now that I said that, I fucked myself. But no, just working, shooting, fighting, and drinking bang, and looking good.
Nice.
That's about my
you
life,
drink a lot of fucking bang.
bro. Caffeine life.
You drink
Drinking
a lot
coffee
of
strong
bang.
still.
Coffee.
Yeah.
I drink
I've
that
already
too.
moved up from the whiskey thermo to a full size thermo.
Good job.
Oh,
Nice.
shit.
Yeah.
Still black.
You'll be on bang next.
You're just gonna go straight. You're gonna go from coffee to crack cocaine. It's okay. It's
Crack
gonna go
cocaine.
straight. It's gonna go straight to it. Fuck it.
Shit.
That's how you stay awake. That's the weight loss trick too. Is just be on crack. and then you'll be fine.
Actually, it is a thing. I've made friends that do that, and yes, that's a
They
thing.
do what? Crack cocaine?
Crack cocaine.
Damn, dude.
This is good for him.
Fuck.
Yep, lost a lot of weight,
I was obese before.
and
But now I'll take crack cocaine.
Yeah.
because I'm in jail.
I got 3 meals for free every day.
With the roof.
What kind of voice is that? I love that voice. Keep going. I've been in jail for 3 days.
I just imagine like a
racist
fucking
coming out right now. That's a racist.
Dude, no way. That's
No.
based on a human being I know.
Oh,
What
He
human
knows
being do you
Super
know?
fat, slow motherfucker.
What human being?
He knows somebody. He knows somebody that knows somebody.
What human being?
Talks
Is this?
exactly like that.
So just a little bit slower.
Yeah,
So
slow, super obese.
Dave
Definitely.
does not talk like that.
Damn.
He is not super obese.
He's trying.
Is my mic still on?
Wait.
Damn. It's like you
Testing,
guys,
testing.
you guys
Can you
cut
hear
me
me?
off there.
Ouch.
Test it. Can you hear me now?
I would just like to say that Dave has talked a lot in this episode, so that's what I had to throw in there.
I'm
I'm proud
so
of you. Proud of you.
I want to move up in the competition. I got to shoot the hell out of this thing first. I just got this
Shoot what?
34.
He's
This,
got a super fancy fucking gun, is what he did.
It's not
That's
going to
what
make
he
you a
did.
better shooter.
Yeah, I know.
I'm already a better shooter.
No, not with that high thumb bullshit you got going on.
I shoot the way I shoot. I've always shot the way I shot.
I know.
always been shooting this way.
I've been shooting. Yes, you want to go shooting? Let's go shooting. That's
Yes.
So you were like, oh, I'm
I
gonna
know.
get a 34, and so
I
I'm
know.
imagining.
Dude, I feel like that was last week he said that.
I'm
No,
imagining.
it was
I just thought that he
couple
hadn't
months.
bought one yet. And then last week he was like, yeah, I've been spending a bunch of money. I bought that 34. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking he has a Gen 5 34 and he's going to put some Dawson Precision sights on there.
nope.
And then I fucking come over here today and he's got like a fully fucked up and
Decked out.
Mod K. At
God
least it's just the
damn.
slide. It's not the framework.
No, I did not do the framework this time. The slide I got cut. The cuts really don't. I'm not doing anything with it.
No,
but
it's
the,
bullshit. That's a bunch of windows.
Here-
You're doing a bunch of weight reduction.
here's
It's
the
going to
thing.
run faster.
The Gen 5 though
yeah,
does not come with
with
the
the
top.
window. Yeah, I know.
So
You-
that's the
you
main
took a fuckload
reason.
of weight.
That's the main reason why I wanted that, because I wanted to put the porting.
Yeah. And
If the
ported
porting
barrel-
doesn't work, I just buy a regular barrel. I wanted to do it because I've never shot like a ported gun like this before, so I
Mm-hmm.
want to run it. I'm gonna run the hell out of this gun. I just wanted to make sure I liked it or not. If I don't like it, then I'll just put another barrel in it.
Are you going to run the hell out of it?
Yes,
You said that before, and then
well,
there was
I'm-
guns
I'm
that just
getting
kind of
heavier.
sat on the shelf. It was a thing. It was a thing for a very long time.
It was a thing. I'm not offended by it.
Put some gas on it.
Yeah, I really did go a long
I
time
am
without
proud
shooting.
of you motherfuckers for
But
picking that shit up.
I am going into shooting again. I
you
picked it-
brown people, and then well, you're already doing
Dude,
that. So.
I'm so
Racist.
excited to run
Yeah.
this AK on this next match.
I don't want to talk to you. We're talking about the one that you're buying.
No.
Oh, okay.
The one that you're
Nah,
buying.
never mind. I don't care then.
No.
The one without the stock?
No, yeah, no, the Norinco. Oh, God, that's awesome.
It's a good thing people don't listen.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I got lined in on a Norinco AK that needs a stock, but my standard AKM, reading shit up on the Norinco. Now I feel like I have much more knowledge on AKs in general, but my AKM, I have that RS Regulate and the Trigicon MRO I talked about previously on there. I have it sighted in for 200 yards, so
Oh,
running really good consistent groups at 300 yards. It was like a 10-inch spread at 300 yards, which I think is really fucking nice for an AK. But sitting out there ringing at 300 yards, so
For whatever reason, AKs get like bad rap, but I
You know,
think
I
they're
talked to
fucking
someone today-
badass guns, dude.
I talked to someone today and they put it, I think, perfect. AKs get the AK gets a rap for being inaccurate, or how do you fucking put it? There's a cleaner way of putting it. Basically, AKs are more accurate than they're given for, and ARs are more reliable than they're given credit for.
Yes,
That actually is, yeah, I like that.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
terrible.
No,
yeah, you're terrible.
I had a
No, I'm
T1 on a fucking AK, and my buddy just like, here you go, give it a try.
Who's this
And-
buddy? These buddies?
It's a guy that you don't
definitely wasn't
So-
us.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
You're
wasn't us.
probably
So-
right.
like. We're
Sounds
at
like
500
it's
yards,
crispy.
and I'm just fucking hitting this
Was it
thing
crispy? Crispy?
constantly. Yeah.
Oh, Chris.
So I'm hitting it. I'm
I
like,
think he
bro, how are
listens,
you
Chase,
missing this?
If you want to talk to him.
And he's like, bro,
I
the
understand.
dot covers the whole fucking silhouette. I'm like, you got to fucking put that thing on level 1.
Right.
He goes, I can't see that shit. And I'm like, well, you better fucking get your eyes checked.
Level
because
3.
it's bright.
Level 3.
Yeah, 3 is where I go to.
That's where I'm at.
Like, that thing
3,
is tiny.
and then if I need to, I'll go down to 2, but it is hard to see sometimes at 2.
Yeah. 3 is my magic number for most red dots that I run.
Yeah, but that red dot will cover at 500 yards. It will cover that silhouette.
3, I don't see any what is it called when you see the flare out of
Yeah, it won't have a flare, but it's
you know what I'm talking
flare.
about?
but
Yeah.
it's still
It's called flare, right?
Starburst effect.
Sure.
that's what it is.
Yeah, so at 3, I don't get that starburst effect. And with a 3.25 MOA, it shouldn't cover the silhouette as much as it depends on what, like I have a red dot in there that's a 6 MOA. That one, yes, absolutely. Fucking 500 yards, that bitch will cover the silhouette. But the 3.25, I believe, will be fine, but I haven't been able to take it out to 500.
So at one point, I had a magnifier, a vortex magnifier, and I know it. At one point, I was trying to trade it away or give it to someone in need, and I can't remember if I ever did or not. I need to go through my shit because
You did.
did I?
Yeah, you gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Well,
with
Yeah.
the sight.
I know where that is.
Do you use the magnifier at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
all the time.
When?
60% of
When?
the time.
60% of all the time. Yeah, when was this? Because I don't remember
When was
seeing
this?
this.
I got like 10 guns.
Yeah, I know.
20 guns.
You've only been shooting the fucking handgun as a reason.
Yeah, and you guys don't even know what's in my safe. So, hey.
Yeah, because you don't have
What
one.
safe.
Uh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is another one awesome episode. Glad to be back. I'm glad that the family's here right now. Thank you very much for helping us get to the 2,000 download mark. Let's go ahead and shoot for that 5,000, the bigger number. So go ahead and share this with your friends. Like this, subscribe to everything. You know, just
3,000.
do what you guys do. Yeah.
Zombies.
And get ready for that.
3,000.
Episode 25.
ready
Love
for
you.
episode
Zombies.
25.
Love you to 3,000.
You want something in life, work your ass off for it. Moon landing was real.
Moonlight was real. Coming from Bad Karma Live,
Bye.
Cabal USA, Clear Malfunction.
What?
I am the Nitro Panda. Thanks for listening, and good night.